Hello, welcome to KJ's Kitchen. Here every Wednesday at 12 o'clock live on Facebook. I'm KJ, Master Fitness Trainer, Fitness Nutrition Specialist, and above all, happy mom serving up some healthy meals. And that's why you're in my kitchen today. And right now I want to explain what today's segment is about. We all need easy snacking. We all love breakfast, or I hope you do. I mean, some of us even go as far as having breakfast food for dinner, right? So what I'm going to show you today could be used for any and all of those things. It could be a great snack for you and or your kids or husbands. It could be an awesome breakfast option. It also could be, what do you say, a brinner when you like breakfast for dinner, right? So who loves pancakes? I think they're one of the best brunch foods. When I think, oh, let's have a really nice big breakfast, pancakes is usually on the menu. Miranda, hi. Aaron, hi. Yeah, pancake lovers, tune in. So in my family, we love to often go grain-free. Grain-free rather than just saying gluten-free, because when we have the option, we choose to not put any grain in our meals. So everything in moderation, including pizza, right? We like everything, but when I have a choice, I try to make it the healthiest, cleanest option for me and my family. Today, I'm going to show you how to make protein pancakes. Yes, it's not just adding protein powder to your pancake mix. We're actually going to use no grain, no almond meal, no coconut flour, nothing even that's a typical alternative to going grain-free. Watch and learn. And it's a few simple ingredients. It takes no time at all. So before you get started, heat up your pan. Get that pan nice and hot while you do this. I'm gonna throw everything in a blender and make this very easy on you. So I go ahead and hit her at about medium-high. And I like to use coconut oil. I'm not gonna put the oil on there until the pan gets a little hotter. But let's step over to what I'm doing. You're gonna wanna find a protein powder. Me personally and my family, we like to use Isogenics. It's a partner company of mine. I believe in the integrity of the ingredients. The grass-fed, undenatured whey I find to have many more trace minerals, and it's actually a meal replacement, so it's much more than just protein to me. This is giving my kids, myself, and my husband a ton of vitamins and minerals on top of it. So you're gonna use a half cup of your preferred protein powder. So I'm sure a vegan protein powder will work just the same. So whether you're using whey or vegan, go for it. You're gonna do 2 eggs. So for those vegans out there, this may not be yours. You might alternate this for flaxseed. Flax meal actually can be an alternative for eggs, so you can play around with that. I'm gonna do 2 eggs. I'm actually gonna throw them in first. And I'm just using my good old Vitamix. You can use any form of blender that you have available. And cracking those eggs in first. I like to put the liquid in first before I put the powder in. Dropped my towel. And that would include vanilla. Now, I grew up not knowing the difference of what all the vanilla liquids were. So really make sure you're using vanilla extract. There's stuff out there that's like fake vanilla. Don't do it. Real vanilla. This one's actually from Trader Joe's, called Pure Bourbon Vanilla. Not because there's bourbon in here, but because it's from a place in France, the Bourbon area. So if you didn't know that, do about 1 teaspoon. I'm an eyeballer. So 1 teaspoon of that. Now, the only sugar in this is bananas. Now these are little, because that's what was at the market. And so I'm gonna actually do 1.5 for this recipe, but I usually use just 1 normal traditional size banana, not the minis. So a little information on bananas for your information. If you have a little bit of browning on here, it's actually created its own digestive enzyme inside the banana, so it's not gonna constipate you or your little babies, for those of you who have infants, and it's actually gonna give you amazing digestive health and keep you, quote unquote, regular. So who doesn't want that? I'm tossing in my banana, which would be the equivalent of 1 large banana. And the browner they are, the sweeter this will be, right? So I got my bananas. And then the only seasoning, I'll go ahead and add my protein. The only seasoning I'm doing is cinnamon. Now, this is natural sweetness, so I'm not adding any honey, maple syrup, coconut sugar, anything. I'm not adding anything. The banana is gonna give it enough, and this cinnamon is gonna boost it. So I give it a dash. I give it 2 dashes because we don't mind cinnamon in this house. And last but not least, we're going for baking powder. Why not baking soda? Because I'm not adding any acid to this. So the difference would just be baking soda if you have an acid, whether that be a vinegar or a yogurt, something acidic. And because I don't have anything acidic in here, I'm opting for baking powder, and I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon. Hopefully I have measuring spoons. Lovely. Because I actually do measure this one just to make sure I'm not gonna have too much in there. That's it. Voila. Pardon me while I blend. You'll see how quick this is. And we're gonna rock on the lid. Get this blending up. Didn't take too long. Now, the longer you blend, the fluffier it gets because you're actually blending up those eggs. So if you ever, whip up egg whites or whatever you're using eggs in, the longer you whip, the more fluffy it gets. So the fluffier your pancake, the longer you blend. So I've already got my heat going on over here. The pan is hot and ready. You're gonna see how quickly these pancakes even cook up. This is like the fastest, quickest, high protein snack you can give your kids. Grain free. So I'm talking people with infants like myself. My 10-month-old loves these. It's not only teaching him, how to use his fingers, but also how to bite, because I'll hand him the full circle and how he'll bite on it. And I'm a big advocate of going grain free, no grain in a baby's gut until they are minimally a year old, because they don't have a digestive enzyme to actually break down the grain. You can cause a lot more allergy, leaky gut. So avoid that if you have itty bitty babies, but this is a really easy snack for the little ones. All right, so I've got my oil on. I can tell it's hot. That oil's melting right away. Here we go. Again, it's coconut oil. I did about a tablespoon right here. And now this recipe I'm showing you with 1 banana and a 1/2 cup of protein is about 7 little silver dollars. So if you have a bigger family or more kids or dads to feed, you might want to double or triple this. And here we go. I love that it's got a pour spout, so it makes my life easy. I'm just gonna pour these puppies on. Little small silver dollars. And so on my pan specifically, it holds about 4 at a time. So I'll do 2 rounds rather quickly. If you have an electric skillet that is longer and more of a double wide than what you're seeing here, you could do this all in 1 shot. So, I can smell the banana already. Smells so great. So you adults, I'll let you know, these are palatable and sweet enough that you don't even need the maple syrup. If using maple syrup, use real maple syrup. We do organic in my home. Don't use the Aunt Jemima stuff or whatever's out there. I had a girlfriend once I was grocery shopping with, and she had it in her cart, and I just said, do you realize that's not maple syrup? And she's like, what do you mean? It is. Like, look. And I was like, look at the label. And she turned it around, and not one of the ingredients in there is maple syrup. So if you're not an ingredient label reader, start reading. Don't buy any of those crazy things that look like syrups. They're usually like super cheap because the #1 ingredient is probably high fructose corn syrup and then a bunch of weird preservatives and craziness. So get real deal, even though it may be more expensive. Invest in your health now so you don't invest in illness later. That's my motto. These pancakes, you can see, I hope you can see, yeah. They're starting to bubble just like a normal traditional pancake does, and they're fluffing up. That's because of the baking powder and whipping those eggs, right? And it maybe doesn't seem like very long. I'm gonna give them a little bit more time. When you start to see the bubbling, you can tell it's cooking underneath. You're gonna be flipping it. You wanna watch these because they can burn easily, being that it's practically egg, right? Egg and protein. So things to serve alongside of these, if serving them for brunch, would be an awesome poached egg or eggs over medium. Don't know if you know the science of the egg, but you can't absorb the awesome protein of the egg white if you don't have the yolk. And the yolk in its perfect form is runny. So that's either over medium, sunny side up, poached, hard-boiled and scrambled aren't quite giving you what you need out of that egg. So if you're a holist like me, you're gonna learn to love it or mask it in another way. All right, let's check out these pancakes. Yep, I'm just gonna give her a little turnover. And now I have the heat set low enough that they're lightly browning, because I've done these enough times. I mean, I quickly put these together in the morning for my kids right before preschool even, that if it's too hot, you will burn these in a second. So medium to medium high even, and it's better to wait it out than to have very dark edges and undone insides, right? So you can see how much more they're fluffing up now that I've turned them over as it gets activated on the other side. This is beautiful. And you know, you can smush them down a little. They're not gonna stay this fluffy once they're finished because it's not got a lot of flour for leavening at all. So they are more thin and a little bit more like a crepe. So you could go ultra thin if you want, but we just do little silver dollars. You can top this with anything you would top the traditional pancake with too. What I did finally grab hold of, which eases my mind as a mom whose kids love chocolate. Nutella is not really our ideal. Here, we found a chocolate hummus, and my daughter's going crazy over it. So I love it's chickpeas with some cocoa, and that's great on these too. And she feels like she's getting a great treat with the additional fiber and additional snacks. So these are what yes, Stephanie, these are just what we were talking about. And I know your baby and your daughter are gonna love them. Okay, so they're browning up quite nicely. Woo, look at those. Now that's the color you'll want them, so I'm just gonna give them a little bit more time on the first side. My fear is burning, so I maybe jumped the gun on turning them over. These also, I'll let you know, are easy for on the go. I put them in a little Ziploc baggie after they're cooled so they're not sweating and making a lot of liquid. And when I'm out and about with the kids, if they're like, I'm hungry, or my little baby I can tell is hungry, it's so easy to reach in my diaper bag, grab one of these, pass it to my daughter in the back seat, or while my son is out and about, I can just easily keep him fueled, aside from what mommy gives him, with the convenience of these. They taste great when they're not hot even, so that's a great opportunity for you too. Here we go. Yes, these are perfectly done. Yes. Whoo, look at that. So I wonder if I can get this a little closer to you guys so you can see how pretty that pancake is. Nice and fluffy. Again, the longer it sits, when you're gonna maybe save these for later, it will flatten out a bit. And when you cut inside these or bite inside these, it's a little hot for me now. I'm just gonna take this off the heat so we can kick that aside. I'll cook the rest after you guys leave me. But I'll show you. You would never, in a million years, guess that there's no flour in here. So it's fluffy, it's delicious, and sweet enough, you would never miss topping it with maple syrup. Serve it with fresh fruit, serve it with a dollop of your favorite yogurt, which by the way, I'm currently addicted to Siggy's vanilla 4%. It is so creamy and thick, it tastes like a dessert, but it is 15 grams of protein to about 8 sugars. So it's amazing if you're really looking for a flavored yogurt that doesn't have high sugar, and it only is grass-fed cows that they're using. So again, that's the clean machine in me. I prefer it. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. The way to create a comfort food facelift in KJ's Kitchen. Join me every Wednesday here at 12 on Facebook, and I'll be delivering you more and more healthy recipes. Please share this with anyone you think would benefit. Follow me if you're not already. Put it on your wall, and please, when you create these, comment to me, shoot me a text, give me a message, anything. Let me know how amazing you think these are too. All right, take care. Have an awesome rest of your Wellness Wednesday.